All right, and Murkowski of Alaska, her vote puts the nail in the coffin. No, there will not be any witnesses. I'd said in an earlier video that I didn't believe that the Democrats would get the 4 votes that they needed. They needed 4 votes. I kind of figured that they would get 2. I didn't think that they would get 3, and I said there was no way they were going to get 4, and they did not get 4. So let's read this, The Hill, but you can find it pretty much everywhere, pretty much the same everywhere. Murkowski to vote no on witnesses, dashing Democrats' hopes of extending the trial. And my personal opinion, thank God, let's just get it behind us. Let's let the American people vote. Let's let the American people move on. Let's get this behind us already. It sucks that we don't even have normal rules for this process anyways, and that we're basically making it up as we go along. But let's read this. Senator Lisa Murkowski, Alaska, will vote against a motion to consider peanuts of new. How stupid is a motion to consider? Well, we are considering it, but we'll get back to you on that. Nancy Pelosi's famous phrase, we'll see. We're considering to consider subpoenas of new witnesses and documents at President Trump's impeachment trial, giving Republicans 51 votes to wrap up the trial soon. And that's it, folks. That's all, folks. That's it. That's all she wrote. No more. Murkowski, and there was another thing I was going to say, but with PC culture I can't say it, but it has to do with, well, that's when the particularly visually visible individual sings, if you know what I mean. Murkowski said she had worked to produce a fair process modeled after the Clinton impeachment trial, but blamed the House for rushing flawed impeachment articles. And they did. They worked so hard to get it done so fast, and it was so shoddy, and there was so much missing, and so much misinformation, and so much based upon feelings that, I couldn't see it. I could not see it. I couldn't see it. The House chose to send articles of impeachment that are rushed and flawed. I carefully considered the need for additional witnesses and documents to cure the shortcomings of its process, but ultimately decided that I will vote against considering motions to subpoena. Murkowski also said the trial had not been fair and that Congress had failed as an institution. And it wasn't fair. It was partisan as AF. It was partisan AF. Yes, there we go. Given the partisan nature of this impeachment from the very beginning and throughout, I have come to the conclusion that there will be no fair trial in the Senate. I don't believe the continuation of this process will change anything. It is sad for me to admit that as an institution, the Congress has failed. Everybody failed. Everybody failed. Everybody failed. It was just done. That's why we should have regular set rules for impeachment, and that should be it. We should have a set amount of rules that this is what happens, and then as time goes on, we change some things and we get a bit of a better process, but this making it up as we go along is just, and then changing everything, and we're going one direction, and you're going to hear one thing, and we don't hear it. You're going to get these charges, we don't get those charges. The whole thing has just been a Republican party, really. I almost think sometimes that the Democrats are secretly tired of their own party, and they are working for the Democrats. What other explanation? But I'm going to keep it short. Give me your opinions. I, for one, this was one of my liberal views. I wanted witnesses because I felt like we didn't get anything in the House. I felt like there was a lot left on the table. I felt like there was a lot that was like, okay. And then some things that broke out afterwards that was like, well, okay. But end all, from the outside looking in, it just appears really that there was corruption in Burisma. We knew there was corruption in Burisma. For a long time there was. Biden had touted that he had the power to fire the investigator. He was defending his son as any father would do. And I don't know, Trump was like going after the corruption. That's just kind of what it seems like. Okay, and I'm not faulting Trump for going after corruption. Did he do it in a weird, kind of crass, brutish way? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I don't think our taxpayer money should be going to a corrupt nation either. if a nation is corrupt and one of our politicians has shown corruption within that, and they're the ones that are taxed to get rid of corruption in the Ukraine, but yet their son is part of the corrupt. No, no. That should be investigated. That absolutely should be investigated. I wouldn't fault him in the least bit, but that's from the outside looking in. Obviously, I don't know all the facts. And that's where you guys come in, you know? Give me your opinions. I love you guys. I'll keep you informed, and I'll see you on the next one.